Hello, Big Daddy Fun here. Thank you for joining me for today's video. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I'm doing good, and I've been down here in our mine, have been trying to see if I can locate some more diamond. I have not been successful. Um, so a lot has been happening off camera in this realm that Mobmaster and I have not been sharing with you. And so today I'm going to share a couple of those things, and I'm going to get you up to date on some things, and we're going to go from there. Um, you know, I'm going to start off here. Oh, I remember. So we put two torches down here, and that is because if you go, this isn't the that's not the path that you go. If you go, here it is. If you take this up, and it goes up for quite a ways, we're mining on level 40 or 12, and this will take us up to, I believe it's about level 42. And then if you go back here this way, and then down here, and in here, we found, I'm going to get rid of some of this diorite, I think. And if you go in here, we found a skeleton archer spawner, and we lit the room up, and our intention is to possibly turn this into a XP room, or an XP farm, as well as a bone and arrow farm. So the only thing is that it's kind of over in this area, and we are not going to actually count this as home. You know, I want to get rid of these two blocks here, make the way a little bit easier. So for this realm, we spawned in the area that we built our shelter. And okay, I need to go this way. And we just built the shelter, and it was never our intention to necessarily stay in that area. And so it's kind of like, that's why we haven't done a whole lot to make this prettier or dress it up. We just kind of made a room. So you can see that we've got quite a few chests now, and we've been gathering some loot. We got most of like drops that we would get from mobs, or some seeds in here, and bottles, and some miscellaneous things. This one here is our food chest. You'll see we've got a lot of fish in here, and we did get quite a few bottles, and there's some things in there that come from a fish farm that we built. I was doing some AFK fishing for a little bit, and I came up with some enchanted books. I came up with some bows and some fishing rods, and some saddles. I only took some of the saddles because you always get so many saddles that you really don't need. I'm going to put this wood in here. This is our wood chest. This is our rare item chest. We have the gold horse armor in there. I don't know. I'm not worried about gold horse armor. And then this is more of our common ores. And Mobmaster put 2 brewing stands in here, and we have white wool in here. And then these 2 chests back here are for cobblestone, which I'm going to drop the cobblestone off that I just got in there, and also these. And then we have a couple of blast furnaces over here for the iron ore and the gold ore that we get. And And so I'm going to go ahead and turn this redstone into some blocks right away. And put that back in there. So anyway, I'm going to just show you a little bit what we did. You might notice this over here. You haven't seen much of what was in here. But we now have an enchantment table in here with the 15 bookshelves going around. So this is at full strength. We've got an anvil in here. Mobmaster has a chest in here that he put in here. So I'm going to go ahead and sleep first. It's getting night outside. Alright, so after a good night's sleep, and I'm not sure why all these torches are in here. So after a good night's sleep, I'm going to take you outside here real quick and show you a little bit of what's been going on. So we've planted some sugarcane out here just to help us with the sugarcane. That's how we got all the bookshelves. Over here I've got some potatoes planted, and then back there I've got some wheat planted, and then over here there's a bunch more wheat planted. Up here we have a pen with some cows and sheep in. So that's cows. I've been breeding them and killing them to get the leather so we can make books. And then also over here we got sheep. I've just been breeding them, haven't done a whole lot with them. And then over here is our fish farm. So I had been in here doing some AFK fishing a little while ago. Took most of the good stuff out, and most of the rest of the stuff that's in here I'm not too worried about, except for a few items. And I'm going to grab those out of here real quick. Okay. Alright, and I think that should do it. Okay, I'm going to go back in and I'm going to drop this stuff off into the chest. So anyway, I dropped all that stuff off into the chest. Oop, I missed the bowl. And I got that stuff squared away. I put some of the fish in here and cooking that up in the smoker, except for this, which I didn't have enough space in the smoker. So now, if you remember in the last episode, we made this portal, and we went through, and then we went through the portal in the Nether, and we ended up at the village that we were at. So what I did, and I'm going to show you this, I'm going to explain this to you so that you all know and understand how to do this. So, and you know what, actually let me turn some of these sounds down, because that's awful loud. I'm going to leave that up a little bit. Okay, so now hopefully that's going to be a lot better. So anyway, I'm going to turn the coordinates on. So what I did was I stood right here, and you can see it's 149 and 266. So the portal, the middle of the portal is 148, negative 148, positive 266. I don't know where, there we go, okay. Alright, so now when we come through, you're going to see that this is a yeah, that was kind of loud too. So now that we came through the portal, you're going to see that this is a whole new portal. So what I did was, I'm going to go back over here. So you can see over there was the other portal that we had built that you know, when we were at the village, we put the portal, and that's where it brought us through at. So what I did was I took the coordinates, and those two coordinates, the negative 148 and the positive 266, and if you divide them by 8, because 8, every 8 blocks in the overworld is worth 1 in the nether. And so I came over here to this spot here. And so you can see I ended up where I did it at 18, or negative 18 and 33. So now if we go through this portal, it brings us back to the homestead. So anyway, if you were ever wondering how to link a portal in the nether, that's how you do it. We just had to build a second portal to match up to this one, because apparently when we built this portal, it was close enough to the coordinates in the nether for that other portal, and so basically we just had to build a second one in the nether that was closer to the coordinates of this one, and that's how you link portals up. Okay, so what I did was I have a lectern, I grabbed some wheat, and I grabbed some paper. And so what we're going to do is we're going to head back over to that village. And I brought a bed with me so that if it turns nighttime, we can sleep. Alright, so after a quick trip through the nether, we are back here at the village. And so what I'm going to do is try to find a farmer that will trade some wheat. So I want to get some emerald. He doesn't have a wheat trade. And I am not sure if there's any other farmers here. I don't see any. Okay. So if you remember in the episode where Mob Master and I came to the village, he said about that he trapped some villagers in. So, what trade do you have? I think you're the same guy. So anyway, Mob Master's come back since, and I'm pretty certain this is the guy that he was telling me about. I'm gonna go in here. This guy has efficiency 5, and so we're gonna kind of keep him blocked in there, and hoping he doesn't try to come out real quick. Let me break that again so I can close that door. Okay. Alright, so we're back. And the efficiency 5 villager is in here. I want to see what we got in here. Okay, oh, that's a cleric. Alright. So what I'm trying to do is find a villager that has no profession, because I want to make him a librarian. So let me look around, and I'm going to see if I can find a villager without a profession, and then we're going to try to convert him into a librarian and see if we can get him to have the mending trade. So alright, we have a villager here that does not have a profession. So we're going to place down a lectern and protection 5. Well, that's not a bad trade, but it's not what I want. So we're going to go ahead and roll his trade. Protection 1. Nope, that ain't going to work either. Okay, dude, now you're standing where I wanted to place the boat, or the lectern. Depth Strider 1, again, not what we want. Alright, so I'm gonna probably end up having to do this for a little while. And we're gonna see how this goes. Woo! Finally got the mending trade. 18 emerald and a book. So we're going to go ahead and trade with him and lock his profession in. Yeah, I know you want to trade that mending book with me, and I really want to get that mending book. However, dude, I don't have a book with me right now, and I do not have enough emerald. So, we're gonna keep him locked in there. Alright, so now we're gonna head back. Well, you know, I'm gonna just take another quick look to see if I can find another farmer. Well, there's a couple over here. And he's got for wheat. Okay, so I'm up to 5 emerald now. Alright. So now I'm going to head back to our base, and I'll meet you there. Okay, so we're back at the base. I put my emerald in there. Also, I guess I could have put the paper in. That's okay. It can stay with me, I guess. So we're going to do a couple things here. I'm going to go ahead and gather some more potatoes if they're ripe, and it looks like I've got one here and one here. Okay, that might be all that I have that's ready to be picked. And I'm going to go ahead and gather some more sugar cane. So the reason I'm doing this is because I want to try to trade with those villagers to get some more emerald. And that way, hopefully I can get enough to get to the point of being able to trade for that, for at least a book of mending. Yeah, I guess I'm not going to harvest any cows right now. It's getting ready to get dark, so I'm going to head back inside. Okay. Let me put this sugar cane back up. So, let me see how many potatoes we got. 21. Alright. So we're going to have to do some work trying to get some more materials so we can trade with the villagers. I might actually set up a small structure at that village and kind of start working on getting some things gathered up there. Too bad we don't have a villager that'll trade for some dark oak, because we've got plenty of that around here. Alright, so I've been just doing some tidying up work here, and trying to finish cooking this food that's in here. put the fish in here with this. I was contemplating going back to the village and trading some more wheat and doing some more paper trades and stuff like that. And I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to wait. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself here because I don't want it to be that I'm doing all this stuff without Mob Master. And so I wanted to take an opportunity here to kind of explain some things. This is the first video that I'm doing by myself without Mob Master. And it really wouldn't be a problem for me to have explained this while Mob Master was in with me, but I just kind of wanted to update you guys a little bit on a couple things as far as what's been taking place with me. So I told you in the first video that I would kind of explain why I'm not doing Xbox One edition anymore, and kind of what got me to this point. And so while I'm taking care of a few things here, I wanted to plant some of that beetroot. I hear a spider. Well, now that just about went really well, didn't it? Here's what happened. I was working on a video. I actually had a couple videos worked on as far as with the Xbox One edition. I had been working on a iron farm, had it all done. I had the video most of the way completed and edited and stuff. And I guess I started thinking about some things, and here was part of my problem, okay? If any of you are familiar with Xbox One, you know that Xbox One is not going to be updated anymore. It's kind of been that way for a while. I was actually kind of attached to that world because I had done quite a bit of work, and I didn't really want to lose it. And part of it, I started thinking, like, okay, what are all the things that I really did do in that world? And a lot of it, what I had done was I did a lot of mining, had a lot of resources, and my silo was kind of expansive, and it was neat, at least I thought it was. But I hadn't really done a whole lot of stuff, and didn't really. I actually had built the mob farm towards the end, and then I was building the iron farm. And so those were kind of some new advancements and additions to my world, and I thought those were going to be good. But here was the problem. I was never going to have the aquatic update, so I was never going to have a chance at a drown. Was never going to have a chance at a number of things that would come up with the updates. Would never have a pillager party or an outpost. Now with the Nether update coming up, I would have never had that come up on my Xbox One edition. And so I just started thinking about some things, and I thought, well, you know what? My other problem is I'm so used to playing on the Xbox console, and so I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to try playing a little bit on the computer, and I was going to continue on with the Xbox edition just for a little bit, put some more videos up, and do that while I was getting used to playing on the computer. And what ended up happening was the hard drive that I had all the videos that I recorded on it ended up crashing, and so I ended up where I could not get those videos. And I thought, well, you know what, this is going to be a really good time to just cut over to the computer. and just kind of let the Xbox world go. And so I took a little bit more time getting used to how the everything works on the computer, and so I was working on just regular Minecraft, the Bedrock edition, and Mob Master said to me one day, he said, "Hey, if you had Java edition, would you play Java?" And I said, "Well," I said, I don't know." I said, "What's the big difference?" He says, "Well, mobs are harder to kill than they are in Bedrock, and there's a lot of differences. You can use things in your offhand, and so we started talking about the differences, and I said to him, well, you know what?" I said, "Okay, yeah, if I had it, I would play it." And he says, "Okay, well, I'm going to give it to you as a gift." So he ended up buying Java Edition for me, and I started playing it. At first, I thought, I don't think I liked this very much. I was still very set in Bedrock Edition, and then I was doing a little bit of playing, and then a another mutual friend, I started a realm, and the three of us were on there, and I was playing on the realm for quite a bit with the three of them, or with the two of them, and had done quite a bit. On that realm, we had a mob farm that worked very well. The three of us went into the end, killed the dragon. We all ended up having elytra, and I had a full diamond set of armor that was, uh, pretty much maxed out with different protections, mending, unbreaking 3. I had depth strider and on the boots, and I had respiration, and so I really started getting to be liking the way Java works. I have a Bedrock world that is my personal world that I just play on for my own personal fun, and I probably will never show that one on here on my channel. Maybe I will at some point. I'm not sure, but maybe someday I'll show you just so you can see some of the things I've done in there. One of the things I think is cool in that world is I found the stronghold, and I have been digging out around the stronghold. And if you've ever gone to a stronghold and thought it's big on the inside, try digging out around the thing, and you'll find out just how big a stronghold is. And so I've worked on it. It's been a very long project, and I have recently gone into the I've recently gone into the stronghold. I had a good part of the stronghold cleared out, and I had only ever gone into the stronghold one time, and that was to destroy the silverfish spawner, because silverfish kept on spawning and coming out and getting me. And so I just went in, I destroyed the silverfish spawner. But anyway, then not too long ago, I went to the end, I killed the dragon. I've gone to some end cities. I now have like 3 or 4, I think I have 4 elytra, and also I'm to the point now where I've got 34 shulker boxes in that world in Bedrock, and so I've done quite a bit on that one. But I may at some point start a series of my own for Bedrock, and I just do that one by myself. But anyway, I have been enjoying playing on the computer. I've kind of still learning a lot of things, but I've gotten a lot more comfortable with the controls and moving around and doing things. I do like the fact that in Java, my mouse has a spin wheel, so I can move across on my hotbar from one thing to another. Or I can just say, okay, I want to go to my hoe and I hit 6, or I can go to my fishing rod and hit 5, or I can go to my bow on 8, and you press the number and it kind of switches over. I do like that. Mostly I use the mouse wheel so I can keep my fingers on the forward and uh, the inventory buttons. But anyway, I'm probably going to end up maybe doing a world on Bedrock, just because I do like Bedrock. There's some things about Bedrock that I like a whole lot better than Java. One of those being that if you're going to place a block, say you're up at a high spot and you can't. Okay, let's just take a block down here. So you can see I can't place a block here. If I was in Bedrock, I could place a block right here and it would allow me to walk off there or keep on walking. You don't have to do the whole crouch and then turn around or go sideways to place a block. And so I do like that aspect. There's a couple other things that I like, and there's some things that I wish they would combine between Java and Bedrock, but that's just my own personal wish. But anyway, so that kind of clears up that. Like I said, I just realized that Xbox One Edition was outdated, was not going to be updated anymore, and I wanted to try to get current on my videos. And also then with my hard drive crashing and losing the number of videos that I had, I was just like, okay, I guess it's time to go ahead and switch. So there is one other thing that I did want to show you guys. Well, actually, a couple more things. One, I did make a diamond sword, and I enchanted it on the enchantment table when I got sharpness 3 and on breaking 3, and I thought that was a good enchantment. So now I just want to get Mending on there, and I want to get a couple other enchantments on it. I did enchant my diamond pickaxe. I got efficiency 5 and fortune 3 on there. I think I got a looting book. No, I guess I didn't. But I did get a book that has silk touch on it, so at some point I want to make another diamond pickaxe and put that silk touch on it. And I want to try to get Mending on all those tools. We do have enough diamond that we can probably both make some diamond armor. So the other thing that I wanted to kind of show you guys, and yeah, it's kind of a little bit of an inside joke on Mobmaster. So hopefully he doesn't see this video before I'm able to pull this prank on him. I think that we're gonna probably go or do an episode tomorrow together. So hopefully he doesn't watch this before we're able to do the episode. So as you can see right now, and let me take my armor off. As you can see right now, I'm using the standard skin that you have in Minecraft. And in our very first episode, both of us had the same skin, and it ended up there was one point where we both almost killed each other because of our skins. And it's kind of basically, if you block out the head, it sort of looks like a zombie. So anyway, I've been doing some checking on skins, and I would like you to check out this. Alright, I found a Jack the Clown skin, and the reason that this is kind of important is because Mob Master is afraid of clowns. So it's kind of playing a little bit of a practical joke on him with using this clown outfit. And so I actually did get a couple other skins. Uh, Mob Master and I have talked because of both of us having the same skin, and the skin that we have, it kind of blends in as far as the zombies, like I said. And so I wanted to find another skin. That way it would keep me away from getting into trouble with Mob Master thinking I'm a zombie. And so I came across this clown skin, and I thought, you know, this would be perfect. And so I'm going to end up scaring Mob Master with the clown skin. But also, I did get a couple other skins, and I'm going to show you them real quick. When I was a young person, I used to like to watch a lot of different shows. And it was back in the era when TV was black and white. Yes, I'm a bit of an older person. But I used to like to watch different shows like the Beverly Hillbillies. I used to like to watch I Love Lucy and Hogan's Heroes and McHale's Navy. But one of my favorite shows as a young person was Star Trek. And I had a friend who he was short and had blonde hair, and I was taller and had dark hair. And so whenever we used to play pretend, we played Star Trek, and he was Captain Kirk, and I was Mr. Spock. And I came across this skin, and I was like, oh, I gotta definitely get that. So this is the last skin that I'm going to show you, and it probably really doesn't show up quite as well as I had hoped. But anyway, it's supposed to be Neo from the Matrix. Mob Master and I have been big fans of the Matrix for some time now. So I thought he would like it if I ended up being Neo from the Matrix. I also downloaded Morpheus and also Agent Smith. And so anyway, there might be some times where I'll use different ones. I'm not 100% certain if I'm going to use this one or not, because I'm not so sure that I like it as much seeing it on. But who knows? Maybe let's put the armor back on. Yeah, I guess that kind of works. And I'm sure that once we go to the Nether and I kill, well, I'm sorry, when we go to the end and we kill the dragon and we each get elytra and then I just have the elytra on, it's going to be even better yet. So I kind of don't like the head on this. But anyway, so this was the last skin that I wanted to show you. I'm going to try to keep this video just a little bit shorter. And so I am going to go ahead and end the video at this point. I hope you enjoyed the little impromptu trip around showing you different things and showing you how to do the end or the Nether Portal, and a little trip that we made to the village, and now we have a Mending villager and also an Efficiency 5 villager. So excuse me. So both of those make me happy. Like I said, probably tomorrow, Mob Master and I are going to be getting onto the realm and doing some more work together. And I think what we're going to probably do tomorrow, and I'm not really 100% certain, you know, hopefully we can do this, is maybe go to a spot where we can actually do our central hub location. We've both done a little bit of exploring off camera and decided a location that we'd each like to have as our separate bases. And so we're kind of getting to the point of being ready to go and do that, to go on our own and go separately. So what we're going to do is, excuse me again, we're each going to build our own bases, and then that's where we're going to live. But then we're going to have a central location where we're going to have all of our more extensive build, so to speak, like a mob farm, a sugarcane farm, pumpkin melon farm, and other different things that we're going to be doing. And probably what I would like to do is end up having a villager trading hall. And so anyway, I'm hoping that we can get on tomorrow and do another video and actually be working on the central base, get a location for that, and start building. Probably just build a house there to get us started. And so it'll probably just be somewhat of a simple build. But anyway, between now and then, I need to go in and I need to chop some wood and make sure that we have the resources so that we can build this house at the central location. And so anyway, I want to thank you for joining me for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And I will catch you next time. I'm Big Daddy Fun.